everybody, and welcome to Music Real Talk with Marbin. If you like what you're hearing, please subscribe. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 101 of Music Real Talk with Marbin. How are you doing, Danny?
Pretty good. I was a 100th episode. Did everybody see it?
I didn't even check, honestly.
No, we should check.
I will check. Yeah, no, we've been doing this for at least 101 weeks. It's pretty easy to trace back. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good to be consistent.
Is it like 2 years at this point then? Almost?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that.
54 weeks a year or something like that? 52?
52. So almost 2 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. It doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
Remember 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Pandemic.
1 month away.
You were just crying. You're freaked out that you're not going to get a vaccine. Like, nobody will invent one and you'll be unsafe. I remember.
Yeah, well, I wanted to be safe. I didn't leave a house. I
remember all your sleepless nights when you'd call me crying.
It's when I put the Fauci mural on my wall, everywhere. I was like, I have everywhere I look, I have to have a Fauci mural.
Yeah.
Also on the ceilings. It's
Yeah.
assistant chapel in my house, basically, just just with Fauci for every character.
It's it's very sad he's stepping down. For your sake, I was feeling bad for you when I heard
Maybe
the
it's not going to
news.
step down until December. We have time.
That's right. A lot of things can happen. All right, cool, dude.
I decided to be a doctor because of Dr. Fauci. It's called the Fauci effect.
So you started making some sax content, huh?
I did. Well, you told me to do it.
Yeah.
And then I did it.
Yeah. It's gonna come out soon. It's gonna be called Sax Therapy.
Yeah.
Some tips.
It's on my phone for right now, but yeah. Dude, how funny is it, the thing? I know you heard it. I'm not going to say where you heard it, but the thing about the AI.
AI rapper? Yeah, I think many people who listen to our podcast are not aware. His name is, what's the name of the...
the rapper?
Of the rapper.
I don't remember.
It's epic. It's an AI rapper. I actually don't believe that...
I do. It perfectly makes perfect sense. All AI is, I told you, is
it's called FN Mika.
FN Mika, right? And FN Mika, yeah. It's AI is just a statistical analysis of the information that you give it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not as complicated as people think. It's just a statistical tool, and if you listen to a lot of rap, you would statistically come up with the N-word.
Right. And it got the AI rapping generator
was signed to Universal.
To Capitol. Signed to Capitol Records. Yeah. And then they canceled the AI robot for using the N-word in a rap song because it's not a black AI. It's an AI. It's just a robot, so it has no business saying the N-word. So because it doesn't have skin. So the record deal that the AI rapping robot got was canceled this week.
And they apologized to the black community
for AI rapping using the N-word.
Well, like I said, it's a statistical tool. It's a statistical tool, so it just makes perfect sense.
That it would use that word.
Yeah, how would it not?
Yeah, I mean, I can, a lot of people are like, it's, I remember where the question of robots improvising jazz came up. There was like a TED Talk about it, and some guy programmed some sort of improvising machine software back in the day, and it obviously sounded terrible. But the thing is, like, the general public cares so little about people improvising that it's inconceivable that they'll make a robot that will do it and they care any less. But they managed to do that. But I mean, the incredible thing about this Mika story is that the robot has a following, and there are people who who actually listen and are engaged with the music of the AI rapper FN Mika. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Are you looking up FN Mika lyrics?
Yeah, it is Mika. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, this is hilarious. This is
it any good?
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
What is it?
Playmakers, holiday season, run the back, turbo. Coast, Ghana, Florida water, 2-ton AP, presidential Rolex, Florida water. 2019, Richard Milley and a paddock, Florida water.
Wow.
Real diamonds, carrots in pointers, and VVS, Florida water. If you couldn't tell, this is a white Cuban link on my chest, hitting my chest. Florida water, yeah, all these flaws. I'm a cup, some fucking baguette. What? I'm fingering, making it wet. All my pieces cost figures. I send me a check. When your cash clarity, they treat you with respect.
You know,
oh
like
my
that,
God.
it really makes me wonder.
Boogers in my face of the watch like I'm a kid. I knew the first chance I got I was gonna go big. Ice on both my fists, ice on both my wrists. Top of the cup like cup no lid. Oh my God, this is so bad.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know how like the conspiracy when Kasparov, the chess player, was playing Deep Blue, and he was claiming that there was a move there that was human because it was too sophisticated for a computer. So some of those lines, I really felt like there must have been a human in there just feeding FN Mika some of those mad rhymes.
On my feet, see the agua. Tesla, Gucci, Cybertruck. I wreck that shit. Don't give a fuck. I don't see the prices. Throw it in my bag. Always in a foreign when I dash. Clean water, VVS diamonds. Bust down, make it splash like Florida water. Oh my God, this is the worst. This is so stupid. But it does sound like just like any stupid shit.
But everything is so stupid. I mean, that's really like that. That's the most amazing thing, you know. Not my point, but the point that the guy made was that, you know, the dystopian reality that's so shocking that nobody, like all the Asimovs and things like that, you know, didn't see coming was that it's not that robots are going to gain souls, it's that human beings are going to lose their souls and produce such garbage that any computer could do garbage of the same sort. Or
it's not the computers got so smart, we got so stupid. Yeah,
it's exactly that. I mean, there's no like Charlie Parker AI that's just like making the most tasteful solos in history.
No, they're failing miserably with jazz.
Yeah, I've heard some of the stuff where they tried. I mean,
yeah, I sent to you, and that was like considered the best one, and it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even close. It's not even close to being like a student level. Like you have you don't like a normal 15-year-old that plays a little bit of jazz plays better. That's how terrible it is.
Yeah.
And we're not even close.
I had such an epic night Tuesday at my Reggie's gig. So I was there playing with Noah Plotkin, who's like the first drummer that me and Danny really played with. The guy that we
had a band called Babagaj.
Yeah, we had a band originally, and we came to Chicago because of this guy. And I haven't really played with him, I don't think, once since maybe 2008, 9, something like that.
That's not true. We played with him together in the Crazy Folks Home.
Right, one time like a gypsy jazz thing, but like I'm talking about like this kind of music, like
like fusion.
Yeah, fusion, yeah. So I haven't seen him. I've seen him, but I haven't played with him in like many years. And it was me, John, and him, and it was amazing. First of all, getting ready for that gig, with John and him, who in a way are just like the opposite personalities. Like John is all about preparing charts and kind of.
John hates being in chaos.
John hates being in chaos, and Noah only lives in chaos. And it was just like when you watch a superhero movie, and both of them, like, one shoots the red beam and the other one shoots the blue beam, and they're sort of stuck in the middle. Their beams kind of meet. So that was that was sort of like what that situation was like. And we were just, I actually had a really, really good time
What's going
playing.
on?
It's, it felt like putting on
Hey,
a
why
very,
wouldn't you?
yeah, it felt like putting on like a very old shoe that fits really well. Like, but I knew what I was stepping into. It's very strange. Like I've said this about playing with players like Noah, that first of all, he's like a little bit of a crazy guy, and it really comes through in his playing. So there's always drama there. It's always interesting. It's not neutral. A lot of times, especially when you play with drummers, you can play with a person who you really get the feeling that he's just sort of hitting the drums, but there's no thing behind it. But like
Yeah, with
there's,
Blake too, it's crazy, and it came out, of course, came off when he was playing, but this guy's fucking crazy.
yeah, and you gotta have a little bit of that at least in your personality or something. Crazy isn't the only interesting thing, but it certainly is good.
More interesting. It's definitely more interesting than nothing.
Yeah, not interesting, not crazy is like the worst. Just when you get like a vanilla drummer and it just sounds like a guy hitting things in time, and you're just like, like do something, do the drum thing. Um,
Well, you can listen. You can see that Blake and Noah, right?
mhm.
It's like if you just talk to them, like if you interview them, let's say you're looking for a drummer, you interview those guys, you will be like, what the fuck, right? I will never take those guys. But then when we audition people, dude, we're just better.
Yeah,
Like, because they have something, so we're just better. Blake with all that stuff, it's like he was a million times better than anybody else we auditioned at the time.
yeah,
With all the issues that he had.
it's true. It's true. Uh,
And it's sad and pathetic for those people, but it's undeniable.
it's weird, but I think like, a guy like the way John hears music, I think he's pretty immune to hearing the goodness in a guy like Noah's playing. Like I don't think he perceived it the way I did.
Of course not. John lives in order, so for him to be with a guy like Noah, it makes him. He's not having a good time.
Right.
It's like
And
it's things are not the way they're supposed to be. That's the way that I feel like John feels about playing with people like him, and that's why I hated playing with Blake too, because like that's not supposed to be like that. Like you're not
mhm,
supposed to do it here,
mhm.
and he's right about a lot of it,
This is
right?
the thing. I think I have a very different note. Like I have a feeling about what it means to act professionally and be professional that is very different than other people's. Like to me, like creating a situation that's honoring your audience in preparation means bringing a band that knows how to play together, that have played together for years. And every other thing you do is not that. So it's like if I write really detailed charts and we all hit the E of 4 together and throw in these substitutions, like, but we're all sitting there buried in iPads and charts and look like we're, an Asian kid doing like, his English SATs, just stressed out to like get things right.
I have a good metaphor to explain what you're trying to say, Danny.
What?
Okay, the problem with people talking about being a professional is that every profession needs different type of behavior. So like sucking cock when you're an accountant is not very professional, but if you're a hooker, it's what you're supposed to do. And actually, if you're a hooker and you start talking about tax code, you're like, bitch, shut the fuck up, suck my dick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'm
exactly.
saying every profession has what's being a professional is to that profession. And some professions are more respectable than other professions. But it doesn't mean that you can act like the more respectable profession in your non-respectable profession
Exactly
and be
that.
like this is more a more respectable way, a professional way of behaving.
It's exactly
No,
that.
it's
So like
not.
we're doing a bar gig at Reggie's, after having like chicken sandwiches and drinking shitty beer, and it's not going to be the chart kind of thing. It's going to be like rocking out, playing simple songs, playing Cantaloupe Island. Just, I feel like in that situation, it's like, it's just the chaos, and it's okay if it's a little sloppy. It's just about letting loose and having a good time, and, just being very intuitive.
A gig like that should be good players going for it. That's what a gig like that should be.
Yeah.
Right? It should be that if somebody comes to check you out, it's not a Marbin gig. You cannot make it into a Marbin gig, no matter how much you want. So it's, and how many charts you prepare. So
Right.
It's like you wanna see you playing stuff you don't usually play, and you wanna see you fucking go for it, and you wanna see you go do cool shit. And if you can do both things, it's a successful gig.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
And it's actually, and in that case, it's actually kind of cool to have a new drummer. Like I like Marks or Noah, because it puts you in a new situation, and it gets some new shit out of you.
Yeah, I agree. And I think for John, it felt like going backwards, like he felt like he was in high school or something. But it's like, I felt like, man, I was there playing guitar. I don't remember being in your high school. Like, I was playing some great solos.
Yeah.
It's like, and for me, one of the things, it's really a pet peeve of mine, is standard discrimination. Like the fact that like some obscure tune from like 1952 is considered like super hip, and then like Cantaloupe Island or Footprints is like, oh, like when
not that again. I hear it on the radio every day.
Are we really going? Are we really just gonna play Straight No Chaser? Well, we play a cooler head, like
it's ridiculous.
For me, that's a big pet peeve of mine, because I don't know, like I feel like we should just play. Like who gives a shit about the head? Let's just get to the fucking solo.
It's also the people that we should play some covers, and then they play covers that nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody listens to Cantaloupe. When was the last time you fucking heard Cantaloupe Island on the radio, on a gig, or anywhere?
Yeah, it's been. I mean,
like 10 years?
It happens, but it's rare.
It happens when me and you play it.
Yeah.
With people at a jam, because it's an easy song that everybody knows. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous to. It's just ridiculous. It's this entire idea that it's overplayed. Overplayed by who, and who hears it?
Yeah, I mean, I think what it really is that, like, songs like Blue Bossa or Autumn Leaves or something, people sort of learn them so early in their jazz development that it feels to them like they're going back to like day one of playing.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
but you're
God,
not supposed to play it the same way you played it when you first picked up the instrument.
Also, it's like, I played the song like 50 times between the age of 14 and 16. Okay, but it's been 20 years since.
That's right.
So it's like,
it's just a bunch of changes at the end of the day, right?
It's like, who cares? Really, like, for legitimately, like, who cares?
Yeah.
It's so silly. So it's like the idea of being a professional is to choose. I'm trying to remember the songs that I did with John specifically, because I know John listens to it. So it's like, what we did some Stevie Wonder tunes. It's like, dude, Isn't She Lovely is much more cliche tune, and you hear it, every jazz band does it too.
Yeah, no, I feel like you can do any of those things. You can. It doesn't matter very much. My point is that it doesn't matter. Like,
mine
in
too.
a situation like that, you just need to get to a place where you're playing the way you play, and that's the show.
I know, but I'm saying he specifically complained about the set list, and I'm saying in what world Cantaloupe Island is a more chewed out tune than Isn't She Lovely?
Yeah. In any case, it was fun to play, though. It was I had a really good time. Like, just it's refreshing.
Also, hanging out with Noah, it's fucking blast, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
every time I hang out with Noah, because I hang out with him one time without you in the last decade. Mm-hmm. It's like every time it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
He's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy. There was, and he also, like, we told the story. I don't know if we told it on the podcast, of The World of Computers. That song is like about Noah's dad, like when we first moved to the States. Um, it's a long story, but basically what happened was Noah in 2007, I
It's
think.
7/8.
7/8, like, I had to go and finish one last semester at Berkeley to get my degree, and I left Noah in Israel. We came together, and for a while he was living with Danny, and then Danny kicked him out because he went to the reserves, and Noah was supposed to leave and go live in a hippie commune somewhere in the north,
Yeah, north of
and,
Israel. Yeah.
and if like he didn't like it there, it was too something, so he went and stayed with my parents when I wasn't there, and they just took him
Well, it
in.
just showed up.
He just showed up at their doorstep because he just went back home to his Israel home because he was staying with me when I was there, but I was no longer there, and they just took him in, and he stayed with them forever. It was like literally months, and they were desperate to get him out. They're like, "What do we do?" And then I was like, "I don't know." Like, I didn't know. I was like, "Kick him out." And every time they went to kick him out, his dad would call and like tell them that when we moved to Chicago, which was a part of the plan, 2008, he's gonna hook us up with like these people and be like, "I'm gonna introduce your son to Jerry, and he's gonna be your connection to the world of booking." And I'd be like, "Ooh!" And then my parents would just keep him a little bit longer, and then be like, and then they'd get pissed off, want to kick him out, and then his dad would call, be like, "I'll introduce him to my friend John. He's going to be their connection to the world of marketing." Like, ooh, that sounds great. And then anyway, that kept happening, and then we moved to Chicago, and Noah took off because he fell in love with this girl who who was in Maine, and he drove straight shot to Maine to be with her, and that didn't work out. But anyway, when we moved here, we both just moved. We were supposed to all live together, but we just showed up at this unfurnished apartment in Andersonville in Chicago, and Noah was gone, and we needed a computer to just start booking shows, just start our life. And his dad came and drove us to an Office Depot on Clybourne. I remember that. And we walk in together, and this salesman walks up to us, and he has like a name tag, and it says like Chad. And Noah's dad puts his arm around this guy, and he's like, "Guys, meet Chad. He's going to be your connection to the world of computers." So, yeah, at the gig, it was very funny. Like, now I was talking to John. It's like, and he does do a lot of things. He books, but it's like, it's a lot of, that kind of schmoozing.
It's a lot of fluff.
Dude, I'm so bad at that. Like,
it's like a promoter.
Even if I'm going to give you like a gig, like, I'm not going to dangle it in front of you. I'll just call you, be like, "Hey, man, you want a gig?" Be like, "Yeah." Be like, "Cool, see you Saturday." It's like, I have none of that. Like, "Yeah, if you're like going to do this, I know this guy, that guy." It's great. It's great. I mean, I see it's a lot of people here talk like this. I feel like they actually,
actually, with Noah,
you got to dangle a lot of carrots in this country.
I don't want to say that it's great because of, no, I think it gets Noah into more trouble than it's worth.
I feel like he's really learned how to. I feel like he's kind of perfected it a little bit.
But I just like with Noah, the thing that I like about Noah is how enthusiastic he is about everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
It's like he had some fucking hard shit happen to him, and he's like, he didn't let life beat him down. He's still the same, and still bigger than life. Like, he's one of those people that I really feel like it. That if he was in the 70s, he would have a documentary about him.
Yeah, or at least somebody like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least the person that was there with all the famous people. That when you do a movie about him, and it's like the Forrest Gump of the 70s of like San Francisco scene or whatever. You know what I mean? But like the guy that played with everybody for 2 seconds and that huge drama and. So,
yeah, it's very strange. I mean, being in Chicago now like touring less and like kind of seeing how the scene is organized. People of our generation have taken big bites of it already. There's like between like Jonathan Marks, drummer we played with, and Noah. It's like you see like where they take over, like like Noah, like with the North Shore gigs, booking a lot of them, like he books like Billy Corgan's place in Hound Park and does a lot of stuff at Space. They let him book some bands too there, and works just kind of like with his fingers and all these things. Like I said, Jonathan Marks works at Soho House and all these kind of like
you know what said to
places.
me? You know what said to me? And yeah, sorry for cutting you off about that, but it's like before we go somewhere else, when we see somebody like Dan, our buddy Dan Nissenbaum,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be buddies with him again. So hopefully nobody listens to it and tells him that I'm saying it. But one of the saddest things to me is that somebody like him, it's not even that. Yeah, he was talented, and if you listen to the stuff now, it's like, yeah, it's kind of good, but it's also, he was a child. We were kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's his first thing. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's not the masterpiece of the ages, but it's kind of fucking cool. The groove on the first song is really cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, to see his Facebook posts now is just such a normal nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, people got animus possessed by politics. It's
No, but it's not even just the politics. It's just you used to be such a
mainly the
crazy
politics.
motherfucker, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You used to be such a crazy fucker. You would say and act in a craziest way. And yeah, I know it's not conducive to anything in life.
Yeah.
But it's like, could you at least keep some of it?
Keep a little bit of it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like
it's like the two of us are not the same as we used to when we moved here. Like, yeah, you're not a kid. Like, it's like it's like the waves on the rocks. It makes you,
smooths out the edges. You get eroded.
So you just let it smooth out the edges, but don't make it fucking melt you down to fucking nothing.
Well, I mean,
it's just
I feel
a fucking bummer.
There's a guy like him specifically, I feel like will always internally, like before he starts typing or before he says something out loud, I know that like the way he perceives the world can never change. But this act of self-policing that he feels is expected from him to maintain the place he got to in life, it's especially hard on his friends. It's like, I think for people too, it's like that's the friends that you really let know, like you kind of let in to how you you're crazy, like this part of you that just kind of observes things and has like your gut reactions to things, and the people that really see your process. I mean, I feel like that's when you marry somebody who really does not accept that part of you, you're in for like a pretty rough ride. And I think that specifically for him was his story. Like somebody who's not interested in that.
But you're a person that when you would be, maybe less now than you used to, but when you would be with your wife, because she's, your wife's pretty normal, she's loyal, you would tone yourself down, but then you won't police yourself when you're hanging out with me later.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like with Dan, when we hung out with him, it felt like he's holding it in, and we were trying to pull it out of him. You remember last time we hung out in New York?
Yeah.
And we're trying to pull it out of him, and he's like, and you can see, that something wants to get loose in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that's sort of that's basically why he's not hanging out with us anymore. Because we're trying to like just like kind of charm the snake out of the hole. Just be like, come back. I know you're in there. Say something crazy.
Yeah.
Say something crazy, man. We miss you. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's space left for people like that in the arts.
There isn't.
I think they've been phased out. I think people who are into drugs have been phased out of the arts. Except for EDM maybe.
Did I talk about it? Did I talk about it in the last podcast I did about my show that I did in Milwaukee?
No, you didn't talk about it in the podcast.
Are you sure? I know we
Positive.
talked about it for a while.
We talked about it, but it was no. We recorded the podcast. No, that was pretty recent. Yeah, you played a show. What's up, my POCs?
What's up, my POCs? People of colors. Yeah, it was a funny fucking show. But there's a lot to say. I just don't want to repeat all the jokes that I already told Danny. It was all in Spanish, and this one rapper went on stage with a backpack, and I was like, "Hey, Dora," because she has a magical backpack. Anyway, it was a lot of fun, generally speaking. But the thing that was amazing to me was the first act.
Mm-hmm.
It was like lots of tattoo, like face tattoo, look like Island Boy. The guys think Island Boy. So, and they played reggaeton in Spanish. I think we're from Puerto Rico, and the thing that hit me about those people, which we never really saw, like we really never saw it, of people that are completely and utterly normal. You know what I mean? Look, not even normal, like not normal, but like the thing, like if you look at I don't know, Tekashi 69 or Post Malone, those people that between them and their audience, there is nothing. There is no line dividing them. And it's like, I love our fans and our audience, and we love our audience, but what divides us is the shit we figure out about music.
Right. There's a line of skill and knowledge that's very big.
And there is a journey that takes to get there, right? So some of our audience might have taken this journey in a different direction, in their professions. But I'm saying, generally speaking, you can't switch us with our audience, and it's the same.
Well, I mean, I think with Post Malone you can't do it either, because there's the line of figuring out the internet and modern day fame. But with the people who are with Face Tattoo in his audience, there is no difference. You could just switch places.
I don't know Post Malone, but I don't really know anything that he did or any. I just know that he did a Nirvana cover. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't know anything about him. But to see people that are they are what they consume the same thing they put out to the same people that consume what they put out. It's like it's like a huge turd eating its tail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like there is no, like, they don't know anything extra. They don't listen to anything extra. They have no knowledge, extra knowledge in music. It's just they downloaded the current version of Fruity Loops.
Yeah. GarageBand, and
GarageBand, whatever. But create yourself a beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's that thing to me was insane to watch. It really was insane to watch. It's I mean, I'm not sure I have anything else to say about it other than it's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, I think every student I have, at a certain point, there is the conversation about, so what do you do to write music? Like, what's your process? And I always come back to that Leonard Cohen quote that, like, the difficult thing about writing is that you are basically locating your self-respect. You know what I mean? And you need to somehow affix your signature that something is done to an idea or something, form, chord, melody, whatever. But then you get people on the delusional end of it that have no problem doing it, that like will download a beat, sort of sing over it into like their $10 microphone and be like, I wrote a song and it's complete and that's my song. And there are a lot of people like that. And I want to try. Weird.
I want to try and maybe explain it again. There is, you're like, yes, you're correct. I'm not saying it. I'm just, there is, it's like when you listen to somebody even if it's not a good jazz musician, okay,
Mm-hmm.
there is usually some sort of process that the person goes with music regards his own playing and regards the playing of the people that he listens to.
Mm-hmm.
But those people basically turn on the radio and are like, oh, that's cool. But not even like trying to figure out that's cool. What's cool about it? Do you understand what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't have any process with the music that they listen to that's different than the other people that listen to this music that don't make music.
Right.
Right? It's not like you listen to Charlie Parker and then you're like, yeah, that's cool.
Repeat what the other person say and say you like it too. Like, oh yeah, I
Right?
also like Fried
It's just
Rice.
like,
One
I
time
love
I
you.
had Fried
And then
Rice.
we're like, music, I love you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. It's like
There's
there is no processing. You know, you have input, processing, output. There is input, output.
Yeah.
There is zero processing.
Well,
It's
I mean,
just-
that's probably why FN Mika is having this success, this run of success that he has. That's the degradation right there. It's like they've made it so stupid that if you just figure out some very vague aesthetic things and a statistic analysis of words
Too bad
and
he's a
just put them
fucking
in
Nazi.
rhythm. Yeah. I can't, yeah,
Dude.
the fact that he's canceled is just it's perfect.
The thing with AI, people need to know so little about the world to understand that to do a rough analysis, statistical analysis of the world, will like to think that it won't lead to fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like if you do an analysis of everybody that commits crime,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we're gonna find some fucking shit like you know that if you have eyebrows that are more than half an inch thick but less than 2 inch thick, it's like you have 97.5% of committing crime. You know, like something completely unfucking related. You know, like not because it's not one thing. Like if you have those eyebrows
Yeah.
and you're over 5'7" and your shoe size is that, and your name starts with a D, then it's like 97.5% that you're gonna be a criminal, so you might as
Yeah.
well abort. You know, like shit like that.
Yeah. I wonder, is there anybody left who still thinks that like the internet and phones and social media is a good idea? Like, I know we're all completely addicted to it and that's how we consume everything, but like is there still, are there still utopians that think that this will lead to learning and to some sort of enhancing of human life and flourishing?
We have people that like it.
Who?
Dude, a lot of again. Before I stopped with
The
my
only
Tinder days,
the only way you would like it is if you have no memory of life before it.
they don't. Dude, even my brother is on TikTok looking at fucking shit, and I always tell him like, "What the fuck happened to you?"
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
like,
and
no, but it's funny. This girl is taller than that girl, and that girl's taller than both of them.
But look at the brother. Wow. It's yeah. People just they say they enjoy it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it too.
You don't
in
enjoy
a
it.
way.
It's not true. You don't. It's you don't enjoy it. You just suffer. You suffer from the anxiety and all the stuff that makes you be on it, and it's easy to keep going. You don't
Yeah.
enjoy it. You're not like, oh my god, dude. How many of us did you send me to check out?
0.
0. How many of them did you see?
Enough.
Yeah. So how much do you enjoy it?
Yeah, not a lot. Not enough to share. That's for sure.
Like, what did I send you today? Didn't I send you something yesterday?
You send me things. You send me like Dilbert mainly.
Yeah, Dilbert is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. In any case, okay. I must leave. I'm teaching. My Thursdays have become insanity. I have 10 students today. You know how crazy that is?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I
So
go depart some knowledge.
I'll go impart some knowledge. Yeah. And we will talk soon. Thanks you guys for listening. And we'll see you next time.
Well,